I need to wholly acknowledge and apologize for my actions.
Can you do this on the podcast?
I cannot and will not tell you how you should feel about this situation. I am not writing today to try to regain our friendship, and I am certainly not trying to force forgiveness for my actions. It's really long.
He sounds a little sexy, a little like Bill Clinton.
Sexy like Bill Clinton.
Yeah, sexy like Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton saxophone.
It was a little bit of his, yeah.
I like to do 1-800 Hot Pizza Girls.
Yeah.
We eat our pizza and describe it to you.
I like it.
Call now.
Do you kids in the comments like it? Oh, look at that little segue into welcome to the SourceFed podcast here at youtube.com/SourceFed. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the show where we just, not a format really, we just kind of talk about stuff, and it's going to be a blast. You can listen to this podcast at youtube.com/SourceFed with the video element, which is always fun, or if you're on the go, you're a busy boy or girl and you're on the go, you can go ahead and listen to it at SoundCloud. Go ahead and look
busy
up.
boy.
Let's clean this up. Are you a busy boy or girl?
Busy boy. You can listen to it on
busy
SoundCloud. SoundCloud, you can go ahead and like it and repost it there, whatever you do, and share it. But you can also go to iTunes, rate and review there. We would greatly appreciate that. If you did it, join me on the podcast. Over here in the middle, talking is the Sam. And then over to my left, your other direction, I have Filup. Filup, how are you?
Filup is good. My name is Filup because
Filup.
We've only pronounced it weirdly, so I feel like I should say it normally.
Don't get confused.
Yeah, it's spelled weird, but said normal. Filup, and I am so good.
So good. So good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself really quick?
Sure. Born at the age of 3. Philip Molina was a problem for his mother immediately. I am new to SourceFed Nerd specifically.
He is one of the new nerds.
He's a new nerd.
Actually, this is a nerd podcast here over on SourceFed. Crazy. Kids, get ready. Hold on to your hats. Philip?
Holden. And I love lots of things. And I'm going to be talking to people about all these things I love. I hate very little things.
That's good. Don't fill your heart with hate unless it's deserved. Over to the
everything.
The person who hates everything over here. Nice little dichotomy on the table. We have Whitney. Whitney Moore, people. There's Whitney. Whitney Moore. Hi, Whitney. How you doing?
Why?
What are you up to?
Oh, just looking at Instagram, checking out some
is that
memes,
good?
checking out some frosh and memes.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the memes you're looking at?
My name's Whitney Moore. I like most stuff. I like comic books and metal and video games. And I also love pizza and sushi and tacos and most food. And I like to talk to people and I like to lend them comic books.
That's pretty cool. You're such a nice fella. You know who also is nice?
Nice friend.
You know who's also nice is that I went and looked up comments on iTunes from the SourceFed podcast. I'd like to read one really quick.
Go for it.
It's a little late to the game, but just found it. A long time coming. This is from Nick Roll Red, April 29th. This is old.
April 29th. Is it this year?
No, it's older. But I'm reading anyways because it's the first one I
Joe Beretta is
found.
the best.
I've been a huge fan of SourceFed since the beginning and have been waiting for a podcast. You are all great and talented people and love you guys' work. Keep it up and you guys rock. Santa. Dated reference. Next time I'll have one queued up that is more current than 2015.
You're the only person that they could have
Maybe,
been talking about, not us, but I'm going to take credit anyway.
You should take credit because you're part of the family now.
I will point out that like 8 minutes ago, right before we started, Whitney and I both got lost in the building.
Yeah, you did?
On our way back to the set.
I
We
have
like
no
walked
excuse.
right into the
I've been here
kitchen.
many times before.
Many
but
a time.
I have zero excuse. Guys, let me ask you a question.
Get ready.
It's on my Instagram. How do you guys feel about pimple popping
No.
videos?
Ooh, like Dr. Pimple Popper, the YouTuber.
No.
I feel horrified with the fact that people enjoy this.
No.
It's terrible.
No, I don't like it. I so don't like it. There's so many people that like they go to the subreddit, the popping r/popping, and they watch it and they watch like extractions of pimples the size of damn pugs being pulled out of people and just like and like if you got it going on for you, like if that's your body on that camera, I'm so sorry, I'm not judging you for that, but it's just like stuff. I don't want to watch it happen. I don't want to watch
what
it
do you
being
guys
extracted.
Think is the deal with that?
Oh, it's like satisfying.
Why
It's
do you
like,
think people like that?
It's like opening, that sound when you open a can of Coke?
right.
It's like that,
Yeah,
but on...
that Ferris Bueller Coke.
Yeah.
The open, yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, it is satisfying. I can watch very, very small pimples being popped. I don't like whenever it's like world's largest like eel revealed inside human man or something like that.
I like to pop my own pimples. I'm not a person that pops other people's pimples.
No.
Though. My sister is one of those.
I don't
I
get
had
that.
to like run away from her growing up if I had one like on my back because she'd chase me and try to get it, and it almost is never ready to go. She just wants the satisfaction.
No, no. I was in a park one time when I was a kid, and I saw a couple doing it to each other.
In a park?
Yeah.
No
It's
child
so
should ever see that.
romantic.
I was waiting to be picked up from swim team practice.
That's like a core memory for you.
Yeah, it was like, people do that to each other. Don't touch
Couples
mine.
have really gross habits with each other. I feel like,
Yeah.
like popping each other's pimples.
Okay, what's the weirdest
and kissing each other on the
thing?
mouth.
Fucking gross. That's where
What's-
food
What's the
goes.
weirdest thing you've done in a couple?
I sucked a wiener once,
Whoa.
Yeah,
but I was in love,
I was in love.
That's the only reason
and it
it's
was
like a
one
wiener.
time.
What was...
They're disposable.
One time, we went. There was a bathroom, like a unisex bathroom, and we were both drunk at a. This might sound weird, but we were both drunk at a bar, and we both had to go to the bathroom at the same time. So we went to the. I used the urinal, and she used the toilet.
That's cute.
in the
I
same
had
time.
I had a boyfriend once who like would always call me into the bathroom whenever he was pooping as a way. I don't know if it was like trying to fuck with me or like he'd be like, come give me a kiss, and I'm like, no, you're shitting.
That's a San Diego
disgusting.
thank you.
Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
San Diego thank you. Kissing somebody on the toilet.
Well, now that I know it's a thing, I might
What
have
about
to
you,
try it.
Philip?
I'm trying to think. I've done like weird stuff.
No.
The one that's coming to mind is there was a girl in college that was like, I don't know. Neither of us was as cool as we wanted to be, and so she got in her head like, oh, I should wear like lingerie for you, and I was like, okay, well, why not? Come over in lingerie, or it was something like that. But then I got it in my head that I thought it'd be. I'm not even gonna lie and say like I thought it'd be funny. I maybe found this attractive or something. I was like, okay, but you have to go through the guard entrance because it was like a gated community, and so she wore like revealing lingerie and had to like show her license with the guard and like sign to like come in and everything.
Why didn't she wear a trench coat? Or
No, because like that's what I was like asking.
Like come just like straight up in lingerie.
Like make it so clear to that guard that somebody in there is trying too hard.
How do you guys feel about lingerie? I never know because I feel like most of my girlfriends and myself included buy cute underwear because we think it's cute. I've never been like, I'm gonna go to Frederick's or Victoria's Secret and get something nice for my honey.
I've never really been like, cool. If there's cool
I just want
underwear,
you
I'm like,
naked.
cool. That's
I'd say
fun.
it's like 2/3 of men at least are like, could you be naked faster?
Just
like,
just get naked. You don't want to wear a corset. That shit's hard to take off.
right.
Also, if you're doing physical activity, you could pass out because you're not breathing
That's
enough.
true.
Okay. Do you wish
Stay
that
healthy.
men would put a little more effort into their presentation?
Like lingerie for men
Yeah.
or a dog.
Like a
I
shoelace?
I
Like
do
nice
love
shoelace?
certain kinds of. I love boxer briefs.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
It's nice and tight.
There is this is a thing about me. Okay, so Vice did an article a while ago. It was like a photo series, and it was called "Groin Gazing," and it was all pictures of like dudes' dicks, but in like basketball shorts or like tight jeans. And I was like, that's my fetish.
Yeah, there you go.
Really?
Visible dick in pants.
I think okay, but is it like oh you can see a hint of, or is it like I can like determine the curvature here,
mean,
like I can measure these
preferably,
angles.
yeah.
Okay, then I've got something for you. Wait, but it's not me. It's go to
I've got something for you.
Steve Zaragoza just shared on like
Already
Twitter
not
or
interested.
something. No, not his. What's his face? Former editor for SourceFed, Bowman. Just shared the most vulgar like crotch shot I've ever seen on Twitter. Like it should be like 18 plus. You have to log in to see of Bowman's wiener in an American flag thong.
That's about right.
And it's
I
like
don't know about thongs.
I can't tell if it's it's just ugh. I got wrecked.
How
Not
about-
even.
Can I look at it right now?
If
Yeah,
you'd
yeah,
like
yeah.
to find
Give
it.
you a review?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Wit reacts.
All right, what's his Instagram?
Oh, it's on Twitter.
I think-
right?
I
So
think-
you
I
said
think he
Twitter.
tweeted
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I
Go ahead,
think
check
so.
out Twitter.
Oh, fuck.
Guys, if
I
you'd
gotta
like, you can
open
also
my
follow
phone.
SourceFed on Twitter. A little segue.
Transition.
And transition. You can also follow Filup on Twitter.
At Fimo.
You also follow Whitney on Twitter.
Tweet me more.
You also follow Zach, our studio tech on Twitter. Zach, what's your Twitter? Zach there?
Zach there?
And he
What's
just
the-
missed out on
All
that.
right,
What's,
Zach's
what's
not
his
getting it.
Twitter account?
Go to Steve. Steve's reposted it. Yeah,
Steve.
there you go. I'll find
Love
Zach's
that.
Twitter. While you're at it, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Sam Basher.
This is the section of the show where you just figure out who to follow on
Yeah.
Twitter while we look for a picture of a wiener.
Don't worry, it's a really
Not cheated.
engaging podcast when we're on our phones. And Zach's,
I feel like I haven't ever tried so hard to find a picture of a wiener on the internet.
Like flagged.
They're always just, they're usually just there, you know?
Zach's Twitter
This is his butt.
is ZACCHAEUS 92. Go ahead and follow that. Thanks, guys.
My phone froze.
And
All
it's-
these dicks.
It's fighting you to not look at that dangle. Don't look at that
Is
dangle.
this it? That's just a butt.
I hope you.
That
No,
is-
it's not. You should not have to ask. Is this it?
Yeah, is this it? If you're ever wondering, don't.
I'm not sure
yeah.
what a wiener is.
Hey, it's up in the air for a lot of people. We're never really sure.
I can't find it, but I'm going to assume that it was probably good.
Oh, I'm gonna find it.
Mhm.
Don't worry.
Oh, he'll
Okay.
find it. But while we're looking for wangs on the internet,
Oh,
through,
boom! It's actually on the SourceFed subreddit.
Oh,
and
that's
it
cool.
says Matt Bowman. Everybody, if you can hand this
Bowman's
to Whitney,
boners.
Uh-huh.
it
there
should
you
be
go.
that. And you can hit play on
Thank
that
you.
if you want.
There you go.
Wow!
I don't think it- I
That's not a good.
We can
okay.
maybe we can watch
No.
it after.
Definitely
Don't worry.
0 out of 10. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with his wiener, but like that's a weird angle and it's flaccid. It's not like a sexy shot.
Okay,
It's not-
but it's also like not like the flaccid enough either.
It was weird. It was weird to find out that anatomy things when I was a kid.
Do you guys send flaccid dick pics?
I don't think that's a thing.
Is there another way?
Is that
Oh.
somebody's?
Oh,
is
there's
flaccid
sometimes,
dicks somebody's? Is that somebody's fetish?
If you have to ask, yes. There's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
out there
Definitely.
for
What's
somebody.
that rule?
Rule 34. I think
Yeah,
rule 34 is that if you can think of it, if it's on the internet, there's porn of it. Something
I've
like
never
that.
gotten a dick pic before.
You know what?
Don't say
No,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's a very
Whitney.
dangerous thing to say,
Oh,
especially
no.
on this channel.
Oh no!
I'm shaming.
No, but because I'm
Don't fall
asking,
for
I
it,
won't
guys.
get any.
Don't fall for
Sorry.
it.
Unless you,
It's like
unless
for Christmas
they're in
gifts.
basketball shorts or pajama pants, don't want to see them.
Don't want to see him. No, you gotta be careful with this audience. There's a couple of people that we don't want them really.
What's the creepiest thing
Only
that
a
you've
couple
ever
people. Everyone
seen
else
from
is-
somebody like somebody Snapchatting you or
What's the creepiest
or-
thing?
Yeah, what's the creepiest or weirdest or grossest thing?
I mean, you
somebody's
get like the
sent you?
nude pics, and then sometimes I mean, I always block it, no matter if it's boy or girl, whatever it is. I'm just like, nah, don't need that. Block and block.
What
and
if it's a hot
sometimes,
lady?
nah, well, then talk to me like a normal person. Why are they trying to get my attention that
Aw.
way?
Normal
Yeah.
hot
Yeah.
ladies
That's
might
so sweet.
send that.
No, yeah, don't do that. Like you can do that if you're in a relationship. Not judging you for that, but don't try to talk to me that way. That's I'm a person.
Also, like, what are you gonna say back? Hey, nice bod.
Yeah. Oh, sweet nips. Yeah, those are real. You got them
Yeah,
symmetrical.
I think you should just
Yeah.
write back, "What now?"
Yeah, like
Like,
no.
what
Sometimes
do
I'm
you
like,
now?
I say, please don't send this to me, and I would really suggest that you don't send these to strangers. I'm not judging you, and I'm not trying to really shame you. I'm just saying this is a bad idea, and you should not do it again.
Mm.
So
Sam,
you-
that's the
reverse.
sweetest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Ready for creepy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so creepy. I said it to a dude who sent one to me, and he said, "You should feel proud that you got this. It took a lot of courage for me to send this to you,
Ooh.
and it's just a dick pic. It's not like I was like masturbating or something." And I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And he was like, "You're really overreacting and acting like a little girl about this." And it was like he was being
Wow.
super sexually
He tried
aggressive.
to shame you.
Yeah, for saying I
Yeah.
said this is disgusting, and I'm like, this is like sexual harassment, right? You're aware of this. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm just sending you a dick pic. And I'm like, no, it's what you're saying. Like, and then I was like, oh, so this is kind of a glimpse into how men that are really fucking creepy treat other
Yeah,
women.
you
like,
should feel complimented
Yeah.
that I'm yelling at you from my car.
right?
Yeah.
And the other
my
creepy,
wiener out.
yeah. And the other creepy thing was this guy sent me, or maybe it was a girl today, sent me
Today.
Today.
today, yeah, sent me a video of their friend stirring a pot of tomato sauce in what looks like a kitchen for a restaurant, and he was like kind of like talking with like a lot of saliva, like spit and stuff. So like it's an open pot of spaghetti sauce, and I asked the person, I was like, where are you? And it's like, it's a pizza shop, man. And I was like, please say that you're not actually using that. It's like, gotta stir the sauce. And I was like, it's not like you can say it like that. You can use a spoon.
Gotta stir the sauce.
He had his whole arm in, not
Ew.
gloved. Like, so all the arm hair and arm pieces, fingers are going in there.
That is so
Man,
unsettling. I
yeah.
feel like that's worse than a dick pic. Because I feel like after a couple, you see a couple wieners. You guys both have wieners. You know what I'm talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. That we did it.
Wieners fine. You know
She
what
fell for it.
dicks look like. So I feel like it's not that shocking. Am
We
I
don't
wrong?
always know
And
what a dick's
also,
gonna
like-
look like.
Yeah, dicks are like seashells or whatever. They take millions of years to make. No, they are so different.
Nah,
and yeah.
No, when I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't know that they could come in different.
Colors. That's called black people
Yeah.
shit.
No, different shapes, like
Shapes?
curves and stuff. And so when that happened, I was like, okay.
I'm just gonna rewind real quick. When that happened,
What?
you said when that happened.
When's what?
Rewind the tape. This is Sam talking a second ago. So I didn't know they came in different, curves. And when that happened,
I was surprised. I was just.
what
I was
is
curious.
that?
Oh, that I just said the curve
Have you
penises.
never seen
Curve
a star-shaped
They
dick
happened to
before?
you?
Yeah, I mean, yes, because we get fucking gross Snapchats.
Oh, from your Snapchat.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and then like all of a sudden you're like, what the?
Oh, you're like get to a doctor.
Yeah, like how do
I
you?
want to see a wiener that
how
looks
do
like
you-
a donut.
I mean, it could happen thanks
Yeah.
to genetic engineering.
They're out there.
Dolly
that
the
I've
sheep.
seen for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh man, if you guys could clone yourself, would you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What would you do?
Okay, skip that part of the question because the real question is,
What
would you hook
do?
up with yourself?
Yeah, that's the gotta
Oh.
know.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. Would you?
No, but
Would it be?
I don't know what I'd do with it. What would it do?
What
Well,
would
It's
it
Dude.
you. It's not like an it.
But it's not
like,
me because it doesn't have like the same brain patterns and doesn't act the same.
No,
It's
no,
like
a perfect clone.
Oh, you want like a perfect that we have like the same
Yeah,
ideas
we have
and
the technology.
everything.
Yeah.
We do have the technology
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
I don't know. I would just see if we could come up with like a secret language right off
Ooh.
the bat.
You know what I would
So
do?
much work.
Yeah.
I would get my clone to eat all the snacks that I want
Uh-huh.
and
Get it real
watch
fat.
her eat the snacks so I don't have to gain a ton of weight by eating a bunch of donuts.
just
But
get-
I would like force feed her donuts. I'd probably get my clone fat.
Yeah, like, and I'm the healthy one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm the hot one.
You know that you don't like receive the flavor. You just watch someone that looks like you get fat.
I think it would be satisfying to watch myself eat snacks.
Yeah, you just watch it and like that's enough
They're
for
like,
me.
yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Just can we smell it?
So you just feed your clone.
Yeah, I'd become one of those gross feeder people.
There you go.
I'd get weird, I think.
Yeah.
You think you would?
I don't know. Like I know I definitely because I always don't have enough time.
Uh-huh.
So mostly it'd be like that kind of thing. Like, hey, you want to pick up the puppy? Cool. I'm gonna go do this. We do that. Like, we'll figure out how to be more efficient because I'm very like robotic that way.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's kind of like sometimes like you use your left hand instead of your right hand,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, oh, it's like interesting. I don't know.
I would
What
also.
could you be
I don't know.
referring to?
I just lost all my game data on Fallout
Gaming.
4 last week,
Uh-huh.
so I would have her while I'm here at work sit at home and play up to where I was in Fallout 4.
We appreciate that you would still come into work.
You would have an
Yeah.
awesome
I
work
love it
week.
here.
It would be it'd be a cool fucking work week if you could switch on and off like every other day you work. That'd be pretty cool. That way at
That's
least you
true.
could do work outside or something like that. You could you could try other jobs because you have the time for it. And like you could make even enough money for both of you to survive and stuff.
So one of the things that we're not addressing though, and it happens in every piece of fiction about cloning, is that like issues come up, like drama, like jealousy over who gets to do what, and especially in relationships, if you have a significant other, it's like, well, like for instance, Sam, if you are married to the woman of your dreams, your Iris West, if you will, then is the clone Sam allowed to bang her?
I'd say no, and that's me.
And yet he has the exact same feelings and exact same thoughts and
You know
desires.
I would figure out a way for it to like show my wife like, okay, I'm me, and that's the clone. And I know that's hard.
He'd come up with the same way.
No, we'd come up with like a secret handshake.
Would you
thing.
guys have a threesome with your clone? Because I feel like I wouldn't
Done.
hook up with my clone, but I might have a threesome with it. Is that weird?
No.
No, it's like a weird form of just masturbation, I guess, kind of. I don't know. I would be weird if I had to look over and I'm like, I'm over there.
Oh, I guess what I'm imagining though too. Do you guys remember Demolition Man?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they had that mental sex where they were hooked
Oh,
up
yeah.
like mind to mind. If I could have that with my clone,
Mm.
so that I'm experiencing both things at the same time, then it's like hell yes.
Do you guys
Okay.
remember the movie Multiplicity?
Yeah.
Fuck
that
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Wait, that has like the different types of clones
Yeah,
too,
then
right?
they
different
make-
kinds
they
of
make,
Michael
like,
Keaton.
Yeah.
The clones of the clones, and turns out to be just horrible.
Right.
I love the one at the end when they have like the brothers pizza and he's like
Yeah.
pizza and he's throwing it. He's a paper boy and a pizza delivery man, so he's
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
pizza out. That movie is so good.
Let's watch that movie
They
right
used-
now.
You know what? My favorite Michael Keaton movie is Mr. Mom.
It's not Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is real good. Mr. Mom though,
I don't think
that
I've ever
teaches you a
seen
lot.
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom is very good. It is probably culturally not great now, but I just really enjoy that movie. Also, best movie of all time. Definitively don't care what anyone says at this table. Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy is the
Tommy
best
Boy's a
movie.
great movie. It's a
Chris
really,
Farley.
really good movie.
It's
Where's
a
the segue
classic.
there for Michael Keaton?
Sorry, I was just thinking movies of
Just
that
thinking about
time
movies.
period.
Oh,
Yeah.
They were just like, they're movies.
Yeah, they're movies and generic movies into favorite movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was the last really good movie that you guys watched? Doesn't have to be current.
Don't Breathe. Saw it on
I'm
Sunday.
so
I really
jealous.
want to see
Fucking
it.
good.
I'm going this
I
weekend
can't
if you
wait
want
to
to
see
go.
it.
If anyone
Yeah.
listening to this wants to
if
go,
you want to
Yeah, I'm
go,
down.
here's Philip's personal information. Got a cell phone number for you and an address. Make sure you wait till after the podcast. It'll pop right up for you. There you go.
But seriously, I'm gonna give away a secret. If you do want to run into me, it's probably at an ArcLight in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
Nice.
and lately it's probably the one in the Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was an ArcLight in the Valley.
Oh, it's like a bunch of YouTube
you're too
people go
cool
there.
for the Valley, Whitney. More
I'm
too
not
cool
anymore
for the
now
Valley.
that I work every day in glamorous. Not gonna tell you where we
There
are.
you go. Good call.
I saw the
Sourceville.
movie. Have you guys heard of the movie Perfume?
No.
Have you
Wait,
watched-
Is it kind of an old, like early 2000s?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
a little
the
older.
Murder one? Yes,
It's by the same guy that did Run Lola Run, which is a fantastic movie. If you guys have not seen it,
Never seen
I
it.
won't tell you anything about it. Also, Perfume, I'll tell you a little bit about, but Run Lola Run, just go into it not knowing anything. Perfume is a beautiful and very long movie about a guy who has a perfect sense of smell and wants to be a perfumer, and he tries to bottle the essence of the first girl he ever fell in love with. And it sounds romantic, but it's actually very spooky.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. And like how long is the movie? If you had to like guess, is it over 2
Maybe
hours?
like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I remember it being long, but I remember I watched it as a kid, and it like fuck with me because that's like
It's a really fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman is in it.
Oh, cool.
He's great. Oh my god,
R.I.P.
I love that movie.
He's the
R.I.P.
beast. He's a
Dude,
beast.
he and Gene Wilder are the ones that like really got me.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
It's been a weird year, but okay, so yeah, Don't Breathe. You're gonna go see it this weekend.
Yeah. Again, everyone is invited.
I'd be down to see it again. We got a long weekend coming up, Labor Day.
Yeah.
Labor Day is coming.
Hey,
up.
I've never taken a Labor Day off.
Well,
What?
get ready, kid.
Yeah, I just never do.
Get ready.
Philip,
Am I about to?
what are you guys
You're
gonna
about
do
to.
on Labor Day?
Oh shit! One of my
stuff.
brothers has a birthday. Won't tell you which one, and it
Oh.
changes every time.
How many brothers do you have?
2 and sister's oldest, and she's got little babies, and I help raise the babies sometimes, and the babies are cute.
Where do you fall in your sibling spectrum?
Tree.
You're the third youngest?
I'm the third youngest. Yes.
No, the thirtieth.
Yeah, the thirtieth.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 3.
Aw.
I'm the youngest of 7.
Wow, that's
Youngest kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
a lot. Do you even know all your siblings?
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
Nope.
I barely know like the 2 that were the closest to me.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys feel like you fulfill the stereotypes of where siblings are?
The more I learn about what a middle child's like, yes, I do.
Me too.
I believe that.
Yeah, it is weird.
My oldest sister is such an older sister, so like the watchdog, but also the one that like did everything and got in all the trouble first and got in the most trouble, but is like also the most motherly. My middle sister is so like mediates the fights between my other sister and I, it has like middle child syndrome, just like feel left out, and then I am an absolute youngest child.
Always the mediator. Always.
Oh, which is what?
Being the baby, is that
Being
is
the
that
baby,
yeah.
hate being treated like a baby, but also love being taken care of. Need attention. Gets the least in trouble for the most stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
my sisters already did it.
No, parents are more lenient when the third and fourth start coming around.
Absolutely.
But there's like a 9-year
Forget about it
gap.
when they get to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You're running
seriously,
around.
it was a really low bar. I could come home at any time, and like pretty much everyone went to jail at some point.
That's cool.
So it wasn't. Yeah, I like. To be fair to that though, it was so many kids that maybe it like started over again or something.
That's
and
what
I
it was
kind
like
of,
for me.
I kind of like saw I saw one person in my family's life, like my oldest sibling is like into his 20s when I'm like a little kid, so you just see like, oh, don't make bad choices.
Yeah, learn a little bit more.
Yeah,
That is kind of
lead
cool.
by example.
Yeah, I there's like a 9-year gap between my older brother and I, so like just like the second and third kids. So they are we are close, but we're very separate. We didn't really
Right.
grow up together. But my younger brother and I are super close. So we talk about movies. Like we even like saw Don't Breathe together. We even like plan out movies to go see together. Aww.
You guys, I just learned that there's gonna be a Gamergate movie.
Oh
Of
no!
course there is. Of course
Asking for
there
trouble.
is.
Oh boy, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Nah, it won't end up well.
You don't think so?
Nah, it's not. As soon as it gets on the internet, people are gonna come out and be the worst. But apparently, when we talk about Gamergate on this channel, we see an interesting side of the internet.
Yeah.
Picking
bet.
words
Very
carefully. Yeah.
If you guys, speaking of movies, and you guys, since we're on Nerd, if you could have any comic book that you like be turned into a movie, what would you pick?
Oh, a specific. So there was a pitch for a long time. The director of Disturbia was going to make a Why the Last Man movie starring Shia LaBeouf,
Shit.
and that was going to be really. Have you read it? You read it?
Yeah,
Yes,
I love Why the Last
Have
Man.
you? Oh,
It's fantastic.
I talked about it.
Yeah,
I talked about it for a long time on this both channels. Really quick pitch: Why the Last Man? All men, even males like of other species, die all at once on the planet. So it's just females left, except for one man and his pet capuchin monkey. And it tells a story of what it's like to be the last man on Earth, but also he's not like it's not really the fun story of, oh, you're the last man on Earth, you're the most eligible bachelor.
Yeah.
It's like what happens to society with that.
It's crazy.
It's so fucking good. And it's written by Brian K. Vaughan, one of the best writers ever. He's writing Saga, which I just picked up. And if that turned into a movie, they couldn't do it right. I don't feel like they could because it's such a big world and so many side stories.
Maybe a show.
A show if they had the budget, like an HBO. That'd be
An
so fucking
HBO Why
cool.
the Last Man show, I would like.
Oh my god!
Never.
If they don't get Walking Dead, they could do Why the Last Man like that because they didn't get that. Why the Last Man would be there like Walking Dead. It'd be very cool.
Are you guys watching? Did we already say this? No one's watching Westworld.
No, we're not really interested in it. I mean, if a good review comes out, I might check it out. But I've heard it's riddled with problems. Also,
I
it doesn't
like the
interest me.
concept.
It sounds cool, but then when I watch the trailer, it doesn't get me going.
Well, there is that little bit of like, ooh, you can make a whole world and you can be anything, and we went to the Wild West.
Yes.
And it's like, that's my same beef with Back to the Future 3, where I'm like, anywhere in time we went to the Wild West, and it's like, it's clearly like a studio lot.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the same studio lot for everything.
Both of it, yeah.
Philip, what would be your?
Yeah.
I got really excited when there was talks about Miles Morales being Spider-Man, and to me, I mean, almost because the Ultimate story is kind of like its own thing, like its own story that you could almost make a movie like of just the Ultimate universe.
It's all gone though now. So
I know. No, I know. It's just like I don't know. I found that to be a more accessible. Also, like there's a lot of issues with those comics with the entire Ultimate story, but it's so much more accessible if you were growing up as those were coming out. That I kind of just like in my head before even Marvel movies were that much of a thing was like, oh, I would love to see these as a movie. and then it just kind of, it went the way it did, which of course, Marvel movies are great, but I always like felt like, oh, it wasn't the ones that clicked as much with me. I guess honestly, being a minority, being crazy poor growing up, it was like, oh yeah, this is way more what it would feel like for me as a high schooler if I was bitten by a radioactive spider. What I think it would be like. And so it was just like a representation that I was hoping for.
Miles's comic currently is super interesting, and because I just hopped into reading Marvel or Spider-Man comics because there's so many and so popular. It is daunting because I understand that feeling that a lot of fans have. So I didn't pick up Amazing Spider-Man with Peter Parker. I picked up Miles Morales' just Spider-Man title, and it's so good. And what I love most about it, not that it's like what they're doing with story-wise is really cool, especially with his family, but it's so cool to like just hear about like his struggle being who he is, like his race and nationality and background, and like especially when it comes to his parents, like with his dad, like it's just from my point of view, I find it really intriguing and new.
Right.
So.
I do want to say like it's not tokenism too. I don't want it because it's like, oh, and gotta have a black one. Yeah. No, like that's
he even
just
brings that
lazy.
up in the comic, and I like that a lot.
It's like it is more like, oh, there's not a lot of options if you aren't, a rich white billionaire to kind of like feel that relatable sensation. But looking at you, Sam, like what I imagine you were like growing up, you look to me what Peter Parker was in the comics.
I wanted to be an inventor.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd have been cool. And I would also, my vote would also go into blanking. What the hell was I gonna say? Injustice. I really like it.
Well, yeah.
That's a great
I think that might happen, though.
Yeah, they're kind of like leaning that way with a bunch of the storylines from Batman v Superman. But like, it's not about the violence that like makes that comic great. It's the fact that it just is inclusive to everything. And this one instance just changes the face of this comic book universe that they created. And I don't know, it's like for a fan that wants to learn as much as they can, that's the perfect thing to read. Even though your two favorite heroes are pitted against each other, you're at least being introduced to each character so you can go back and learn more about them.
I still, but I'll double down. I think that's going to be in, 3 movies.
That'd be pretty cool.
You guys are going to get me to get back into superhero comics.
You better,
I can
damn
feel
it.
it.
You said that today, and I was like, what are you saying?
It's just, I think it's easier to read independent comics because most of the time they're one-offs. You can just buy a book, and they talk about stuff that, you don't usually find in superhero comics as far as I've learned. And I think that it's a great time to buy indie comics right now, by the way.
Very much agree. I also figured out, I said Injustice, but the one I was on the tip of my tongue couldn't think of, it's called Teen Titans Earth 1. DC likes to do these Earth 1 series where it's an alternate universe, so they get to retell it however they'd like in a more modern sense, kind of like the Ultimate Comics for Marvel. But Teen Titans, they make it like, I'm going to say this, and I don't take it the wrong way, it's like a young adult novel, but with Teen Titans. And the way it works is they get all of their abilities and whatnot at basically the same time from a similar incident, and it binds
like
them together.
Four kind of thing.
In a way, it's a little bit of a sadder take on their like origins, but like it makes you connect to the characters faster. We're getting into a lot of comic book territory, and I don't want to alienate the SourceFed regular audience, but there are a couple examples of stuff you should check out, and you should also let us know in the comments down below. Or
can I give you guys
stuff.
my answer from the movie?
Oh yeah, did you already? You didn't? I
No.
jumped on top of it.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
asked the question.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got excited.
My dream is to finally get our Goon movie because I'm such a fan of the Goon, and we saw that beautiful proof of concept trailer by, I believe, David Fincher.
I do not know.
I think it was David Fincher, and it was a fantastic trailer. They get the humor so good, and the animation is perfect, and the Goon, I think, would be really great. A really great adaptation for a movie. Also, a Danger Girl movie starring me.
You're pitching.
Yeah, that's what I was like, this is gonna lead to.
Wait, really quick. What for them that they don't know? What's the Goon and what's Danger Girl?
Okay, The Goon is a comic by Eric Powell, who is a fantastic and a fantastic artist and writer and a very nice man. And it is a sci-fi fantasy comic about two 1930s gangsters who beat up zombies and monsters and deal with like a voodoo priest, and it's hilarious. It's sometimes actually very spooky. It's very sad sometimes. It's just a really, really great comic. And Danger Girl is a comic that's still ongoing, but it's from the 90s, that it's essentially a satire of every 90s action movie, like all the same tropes, the one-liners, and it's about three babes that are drawn by J. Scott Campbell, of course, who you know if you have seen comics featuring ladies with big butts and boobs. And it's good. It's funny. It's very on the nose, like wink at the camera. What's wink at the camera for comics? Wink at the viewer.
There you go. Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. It's great.
You brought up movies. I want to know from you guys, what's a couple movies that have stood out to you this year?
The Witch.
The Witch. Thank you. We saw that at Fantastic Fest last year, and we couldn't stop talking about it.
It's
after
so
we
good.
Saw it. Yes.
I was so pissed at people who were like, "Nah, it wasn't scary," because it's not like a modern horror movie.
They
It's
did sell it that way to the larger
they
audience.
did.
Yeah.
But it's more like a Rosemary's Baby than anything. It's like it's a
So
slow
good.
burn. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan of like occult or like pagan horror. By the way, the Harrow County is another fantastic comic book that deals with that. I just thought it was so great and spooky. I love Black Phillip. Maybe
Black
I'll be
Phillip.
Phillip. You should be Black Phillip for Halloween.
There you go.
Guys, no.
Fair enough.
No. I've been speaking the praises like from every rooftop I can of Don't Think Twice.
Well, I don't know what that
It's,
one.
I don't know
Don't Think
either.
Twice is Mike Birbiglia's new movie.
I
and
know
it's-
that
it's-
name.
So
He did Sleepwalk with Me.
Right? He's
know
a
that
stand-up
movie.
he's a pretty popular stand-up. He's on NPR a lot,
Okay.
or on This American Life a lot. And he made a movie about what it's like to move to a town, perform improv comedy for people do it for decades. Because the hope for a lot of these people is you end up on Saturday Night Live.
Really?
And that's what that movie is about. And he went out and he made it so real. If you do improv a lot, there's people in the community that you're like, man, how did this person never pop? Why did they never make it? And he cast a lot of those kinds of people that are like some of the best people out there. Now, behind the scenes are there. Some of them wrote for 30 Rock, whatever. Was it Keegan Michael Key?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like that's not his name?
That sounds like his
Yeah,
name
all
from
right.
Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know why I was weird about it. He plays a big role in it, and it's very interesting because he was on Mad TV, and he had this story of like, so when you do improv, you become so close to the people that you do it with. It's very much like what you guys have had at SourceFed, where it's like, oh, these are the people you see all the time. You do comedy with them, you get to know them really well. And then imagine if like one person was just plucked from SourceFed, and it's like, hey, you're the only one that's good enough to be on this like huge thing.
Ooh.
You're gonna be world famous, and this thing is gonna be a springboard. You might end up being, world famous in blockbuster movies, and you all are secretly trying to do that same thing. And this movie is about what happens when one of you gets plucked up and
Damn, that
none of the
sounds
rest
heavy.
of you do.
That.
And
Yeah.
it's really good and it's really accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. You should check. Is that on like Netflix?
No, it's I mean, he's touring around the country, bringing it to more cities, but it's probably within driving distance from anyone.
Okay.
I will plug a movie really quick that I saw last night. It's brand new, a Netflix movie called XOXO. And my friend Dylan Meyer wrote it. She's a babe. And it is great. It is it's just a fun coming of age movie. It takes place at an EDM festival, which I am not unfamiliar with. They're a great time, and it's a great little story about aspiring DJ, but it's not like, what was the Zac Efron one?
Ooh,
We Are Your Friends.
We Are Your
Yeah.
Friends. Yeah, that's
it's
garbage.
just really, really good, and it is beautifully shot.
Mm.
They do some really, really great things with the lighting and the cinematography. It's gorgeous. I highly recommend it, and not just because my friend made it.
Aw, good friend. I'd say for Blockbuster's sake, two movies that blew me away were The Conjuring 2, because that was a lot of fun, good horror movie, a lot really expertly
I
directed.
really liked the first Conjuring. I
Me
haven't
too.
seen the second one yet.
Very surprising. Conjuring 2 is very good. And Captain America Civil War, fun. blockbuster thing. But the movie that blew me away, I got to see it at Fantastic Fest and got to see it finally came out, wide release. Patrick Stewart, Anton Yelchin, Green Room. Did you guys get to see it?
Oh my god,
Green
I
Room.
still have
I
not
haven't
seen
seen
Green
it
Room.
either.
Yeah, okay, so I own it. If we ever want to have like a movie
Yes,
night, we
please.
could watch it because it's so fucking phenomenal.
It's got like a 97 or something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, let's
right?
do that
Yeah,
as soon as possible because I know it's like so up my alley as far as my taste in movies go. And Anton Yelchin is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to watch it.
Yeah, he was able to actually come in here for a little bit,
Oh,
a little
God.
bit before, which and he like talked about it. And Jeremy Saulnier, the director of Green Room, came in. I don't know if you guys have seen Blue Ruin. It's the movie he did before that. I have not, but I've seen clips, and it's there is a little bit of violence in there for people watching at home, and that might make them a little queasy. But if you can get past it, it's not about the violence. It's not meant to be a violent movie. It's kind of like a shock and awe. Have you seen it? Okay, it's just then I won't get too far into it, but I will. Like the pitch for it, if you were to watch a trailer, it deals with like neo-Nazis and punk bands, and like and the way it captures the feeling of me being a kid and going to a punk show at like a dive bar or at like an American Legion Hall or something like that. Where
Were
it's
you
just,
a punk growing up?
my older brother was, and so I would go to like he rides BMX all over town and stuff like that, and like he played guitar, and he was like, but I'd always go to like his shows or like shows that he wanted to go to, and so watching this, it like I could almost like smell the smell of a dive bar watching it because he just captured it so well.
That's awesome.
And the music is so good. Also, I don't know if this is last year. Oh, it's last year. Damn. I was gonna say a movie that I really liked was It Follows, but that's already too old.
yeah.
But that
Yeah.
It Follows is still.
If you love John Carpenter, if you love Halloween,
It's a fantastic
like it just
movie.
it's one of the few movies that kind of lives up to that sense of tension in a movie. It's just constantly there, and in such a subtle way.
What was the most disappointing movie you guys saw this year?
Batman v Superman. I left
Yeah.
angry
Yeah.
from that movie.
I wasn't expecting it to be good, so maybe I was pleasantly surprised because I went in with like super low expectations.
I just felt like someone would learn from all the bad things from the previous
Nope.
movie, but no,
Yeah.
they just made it worse somehow.
and then they hired Jeff Johns for
Yeah.
some reason.
Hey, he
Well,
writes
he
good
knows,
stuff.
yeah.
No,
writes-
he doesn't write movies.
He's
though.
never written a movie
Right.
ever.
Well, sometimes though, it's like it takes like someone who really understands the character partnered with someone who really knows how to make a movie, and increasingly we're wondering if Zack
We'll
Snyder
see.
really knows how to make a movie.
I have
He's
never.
a great visual artist.
Yes, I've never watched a movie of his though, and I was like, wow. And I've never thought that like his characters were developed or the story went anywhere meaningful.
Right.
Ever.
So actually, I'll say, yeah, I was definitely disappointed by Batman vs Superman 2. Though I could see the elements of like a decent movie that were in there. But that's why I'm
skeleton.
so excited about the Batman movie
Yeah.
with Ben Affleck. Basically treating it as his baby. I'm getting the impression it's a little bit like what happened with Christopher Nolan during his trilogy, where he was like, oh yeah, I'll do this trilogy. Nobody gets to tell me anything. I'm just going to make it the way I want it. And then we got the Dark Knight trilogy. I have a feeling Ben Affleck has a little bit of that pull right now. And even if you're like, ooh, Batfleck, like, why would we remember this guy? Like, honestly, he redeemed himself in the public spotlight as a director.
Mhm.
You
Oh
know?
yeah, no, he is an expert director. What was the one that took place in Boston? The movie he did, it was the heist movie.
Yeah,
Jeremy
right,
Renner.
right.
Something Town.
I don't know.
The Town, maybe.
Yeah, The Town.
Is it The Town?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
about
yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't know. But so disappointing. Batman v Superman. What other?
Yeah,
anything?
I mean, I'll throw Suicide Squad up there only
Aw.
because I don't want to, but it wasn't like no movie should be outshined by its trailer, and like
Yeah.
that Bohemian Rhapsody trailer was so good and set up a movie that here of all the complaints that people have about Suicide Squad, here's just the one that's at the forefront for me. The trailer was more fun than the movie was.
Yeah.
The
Agreed.
movie was just not that fun.
No.
I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty straightforward.
They set people's
Yeah.
expectations pretty high with that
did.
trailer.
Yeah. That which they kind of had to once they like saw what happened. They're like,
Yeah,
okay,
no
sell
kidding.
it. It did. Hey, it broke records for opening weekend. Good for you.
Yeah.
After that, it really dropped off fast. But Whitney.
Most disappointing movie I saw this year that wasn't one that either of you guys said was probably Deathgasm. It's a movie
I
on
heard
Netflix.
about that. Yeah.
Looks fantastic. If you watch the trailer, you'll be like, I'm in, and also I want to start listening to metal because that's how cool it makes it sound. It's just this indie, I believe, New Zealand film that it's about a couple kids are in a metal band called Deathgasm, and they find these this like ancient musical like sheet music that summons all the demons, which is a cool concept.
Yeah.
But it suffered from
At the gate.
a lot. Yeah, it suffers from a lot of indie horror comedy movies, which is just that it's like so much blood and gore and not enough jokes and bad acting and bad writing. And also for a movie that's supposed to be about metal, it had very, very few metal in jokes, which I was kind of looking for. It has some really great moments with like the photography. There's some good animated scenes in it, but other than that, I was so bummed out because metal fans don't get like a lot of a lot of stuff unless you get Metalocalypse, which was fantastic, of course. But I was so let down because horror and metal are two of my favorite things.
Your babies.
I've just observed something. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Are we all into horror movies?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so good. It's so
Yes.
rare to find a group where everyone is down to see a horror
I'm
movie.
all about horror movies and horror comics. If you guys ever need recommendations, there are so many good horror comics out there. Have you heard of Junji Ito?
No.
Okay, so he is, I think, the only manga I've ever really read, but he does crazy horror comics that are like just so bonkers.
Do you read it with like a flashlight in the dark? To,
Yes,
like,
I
heighten
do.
it?
Yes, in a closet. There's one called Uzumaki that is about a town that's infected by spirals, and that's what they give you. That's what I'm going to give you. But if you think about all the ways that you can die via spiral, it gets really interesting. So it's like it's wacky and it's goofy, but it's also so masterfully illustrated where it's like shocking when you which is hard to come by in comics.
Yeah, no, I love. There's a few writers that are very good at the like shock, and it's if you can find it, good.
Walking Dead did that for me for the first couple issues, but then it became sadness porn.
Yeah, a little bit.
The comic scared you? For some reason, the comic never scared me.
That was one of the first. That was forever ago. That was one of the first comics that I read. That like turning the page and you see a great splash page, I'd be like, "Whoa!"
You know what?
Startled.
I'll revise my answer. There were multiple times where I wouldn't call it fear so much as like I've never had my heart pound so hard from a comic and like hesitation to turn the page. Like even though I think at that point like I knew Rick was gonna survive probably. It's like issue 6 or something. But I was still like, oh no, is he gonna die? Is he gonna die?
Yeah.
Like that
you
was
figure
really
it
well
out.
done.
I just hate that
I'll
it turned
never turn
into
the page.
like the only time something good happened was so something sad could happen, and it's like, well, that's predictable.
Yeah, every story really does that same trope. I did read recently, actually, I'm going to Comic-Con, and a awesome viewer gave me a Batman comic. It's called Batman, the Black Mirror. And it's when Dick Grayson, first Robin, is Batman. And they're trying to kind of set up his Joker. Not the Joker. They try to create, Jim Gordon had a son named Jim Gordon Jr., James Gordon Jr., and he's a psychopath. And the whole time you're reading it, you are always given a little bit of doubt to see if he's actually as fucked up as he is or he's just mentally ill. So you're just like sitting there like reading, you're like, I don't know if this is real or not. And it even cuts back to when James is a kid and they kind of accuse him of maybe making this girl disappear. And like he's like 9. And like his dad is starting to buy into this son is responsible. So he grabs him and he's like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? And then later you find out that maybe it wasn't James, it wasn't his kid, and so Jim like spirals into like this weird depression, and you're like, by the end of it, your brain is exploding.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's also the scene where Joker breaks out of Arkham, and Batman, Dick Grayson, goes after him, and Joker looks at him immediately, and he's like, "You're not Batman." He doesn't even need to say anything. He's like, "You're not Batman." He's like, "You're not my Batman." He's like, "You're acting more
Not
like
my Batman.
He's like, "You're acting more like a bird, like a little bird." And he's like, "Oh shit, he knows it's Robin."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You got me. I'm Dick Grayson.
It's so fucking cool. So check out that if you want like a good.
I'm gonna go ahead
thriller.
and say that the three of us should do a comic swap because I feel like I have very different taste in comics than you guys both
Oh,
do.
definitely.
Do you guys read your comics? Do you prefer to read them on like a tablet or?
I do on iPad, yeah.
I do digitally, just because it is great when it builds suspense because it only shows you frame by frame, and like that makes it feel like a director made a storyboard and you're watching it the
Yeah.
way he wanted you to. Because I've gotten better at reading normal comics and not reading ahead because
No, I'm
that's a
still
really
so bad at
important
that. I
thing.
can't avoid it. Yeah.
And I was like reading one once, and it was like an old Justice League one that DJ, our editor, recommended, and like splash page down here, like someone's dead. I'm like, okay, I'll pretend that I have not read that already.
Yeah.
I read a lot. I sound like I'm gonna sound like a child. I read a lot under my covers at night.
Aw,
And
that's
it's
so
like
cute.
the glow of the iPad. Like,
Yeah. I feel like I do still have to buy hardcovers of books, though, if I really like it, just because I have to have it. And it's easier to lend to people.
Yeah.
I have almost none of my comics anymore because I lent them all out.
Aw,
That's
good.
good. They say
friend.
you should never keep a book or something like that. It's
Yeah.
like just lend every single book.
You
ever read.
gotta. What do you? There's no
Yeah.
use just keeping them on a shelf.
What are you doing?
I have a question for. So I know again we're like, oh, are we alienating the normal?
Oh no!
podcast?
Throw it out
No,
there.
no.
That we're the nerds.
No,
you know
no,
what you're getting into.
No, well,
Yeah.
I think actually this is for the general audience too, but also it's like, okay, so this is my second day here, whether or not you're listening to it on my second day, and I'm super excited to work with Sam and with Whitney.
Hell yeah.
And I'm very jealous of the other people that you guys have gotten to work with, but I think we're going to be pretty sweet. But I want to know more about the two of you. So I'm going to ask you guys a question,
Okay.
and then I'm going to vamp for like 10 seconds or so, or 15 seconds, because you might not have an answer right away.
Okay.
So first I'm going to say, here's the question. What is something you've never told anyone before?
Easy.
And
no.
okay, yeah. And then I'm going to tell people that I answered this question once. It's going to be hard for me to come up with something. And I told a very personal story on my YouTube channel that I used to get a job in YouTube. So that's, if you ever look that up, that old YouTube channel I had, not the one I just came from, but before that, it got a very, very, very personal story about a boy discovering himself in the way that you'd imagine a 13-year-old boy would. No, I was 11 actually. But it's a very embarrassing story, and you can find it on YouTube. And of course, it has like too many views, so it's like it's embarrassing how many people now know that story. But I think that's maybe enough time to shift over to
Okay, I think
Sam.
I got one. It's not super interesting because the nature of both of these channels are us
Yeah.
sharing very
Right,
personal
right.
stories. But I just remembered one. My senior year of high school, YouTube's like starting to pop off, and I was like, I want to get into this really bad. So I found one of my dad's old camcorders that he wasn't using anymore, and I went and bought tapes, and so I started to film like every day to try to vlog and everything, and it was an opportunity for me to finally like start breaking out of my shell because I was a very shy kid, and it forced me to like not like film people, but to film myself in public. And it was very hard because a lot of people were like obviously judging you because that wasn't a normal thing yet. Also, like 'cause Snapchat wasn't around, and like I think at that point we still didn't have like a front-facing camera, so people weren't used to other people taking photos of themselves. So it was like I remember like getting like a little bit laughed at and stuff for using it, but it was an opportunity for me to grow and become a little more assured of who I was, and but I never uploaded it anywhere. I had it digitized on my computer for a while, and I finally deleted it because I was just like, it was just hours of footage, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with all this? And for like, there's nothing to do. Like, also like, no one's gonna watch this. I mean, a lot of people at home, you're gonna say that about the stuff you film. Ignore what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I know I can make better stuff now. So that's something that I filmed. I was a vlogger before people were vlogging a lot, and it was
gone.
weird. It's just gone, and I'm
Aw.
okay with it.
What do you think's what if you gave like a 8-second sample of what one of those vlogs is about?
Me awkwardly not looking straight into the camera, but in public, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm just hanging out. And okay, I'm gonna close it, and then close it, and run away. Yeah, it's just like that. See, isn't that interesting?
I love that they're that short.
Hey guys, and shut it.
Feels like
Just hanging
Danathan.
out. Goodbye. I got nothing.
You've told everyone everything?
I
What's something
have.
we don't know?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Something you
There you
definitely
go.
have never
so
told
much.
either
Yeah.
of us.
See?
Something you've never told anyone in this building.
Yeah. Ooh.
See, I feel like a lot of the weird stories I have come out in like a table talk or on our live stream.
Oh yeah. Had a vamp.
Yeah. Okay. What's something I've never told you guys? I lost my virginity to John Mayer CD. a burned John Mayer CD.
Really?
Yeah, and I
Oh
planned
my
for
God,
it.
was I confused?
Yeah, I was too. I was like, to a CD. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
John Mayer.
John Mayer crossdresser.
John Mayer. I was Virginity to John Mayer. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of stuff that's interesting that I haven't told, and it's really hard because I feel like I tell my way
problem.
of dealing with embarrassment is by telling everyone my stories.
That's a good way to do it too.
I've never told anyone a racial slur.
That's good.
Okay, you don't need to right now either.
You know,
And here they come.
they're pouring out of me. Here we go. That's pretty good.
I don't have any secrets.
It's all good.
I think it's okay that
Yeah.
I didn't know that a John Mayer CD could be used that way.
I planned it.
Many uses for John Mayer.
I didn't fuck a John Mayer. Is that what you guys are saying?
That's what I heard.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even catch that.
So was it his first major album?
It was, Your Body is a Wonderland. I was with my
Nice.
boyfriend when I was 15, and I was like, let's do this. I have older sisters, so they were like, we got this. We're going to take you to Planned Parenthood, get you all ready, answer all your questions, which is very important, I
Yeah.
think.
Also, cool older sisters.
Cool. I have very cool older sisters. And I planned it on a day that my parents wouldn't be home for a little while after school, and I lit a bunch of candles, bought some like lip gloss, no idea. And it was great. It was fine.
Yay.
I don't think there should be that much pressure to be put on your virginity loss.
They
but
really should.
Sam, your day will come sometime.
I know, and I'm really hoping for it. And I used to sweat about it, but not anymore. So fingers crossed. We'll wait for that. But Philip, you brought some
You
up.
lost yours on a horseback riding, though, right?
From the horse, yes.
No.
But no, Philip, you brought this up, and I want to say that I'm very excited for the future of SourceFed Nerd, and also SourceFed because you guys you bring an awesome energy to the channel, but also you have a lot of know-how and history with the medium, and I've watched your guys' stuff, and I'm a personal fan, and I think, and if people are like at all like nervous when they see new faces, just knock it off, all right? Because we have a lot of fun behind the scenes, and it's your first week, but we've already made some awesome content. So be optimistic
We're gonna
because
do
we're
so
gonna
much
do
stuff.
awesome shit.
Oh my God. I'm excited. I like it here. That's all.
That's it. But yeah, guys.
Whitney Moore.
Whitney
I
Moore.
like it here.
2013. I like it.
I think that's a good place to come to an end for the SourceFed podcast. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. That was a lot of fun. Talked about curved dicks, comics, and then John Mayer's virginity.
John Mayer's virginity.
I think
John Mayer's
I
virginity.
took John Mayer's virginity when I was...
That is the title of this video.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How John Mayer lost it.
And a little plug at the end for you guys. Where can they find you on social media? Starting with Whitney.
You can find me at TweetNeyMore on Twitter and at Whitney S. Moore on Instagram and Snap.
Ooh.
You can hit me up on Twitter at Fimo, on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat at Fimo Knows. And I'm just going to say really quick, I'm so grateful that it didn't come back to me about a story that I never told. Because the only thing that popped into my head was like a really gross one.
Yeah.
And we don't have time for
I
it.
had a
running out
hard
of
time
time.
thinking of one that wasn't gross. That was like the most mild one I could think of. And it was actually pretty sweet.
It's
no
pretty
regrets.
cute. But you can find me, Sam Basher, my name, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, that sort of stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching or listening to the SourceFed podcast. You can listen to it on iTunes and SoundCloud. Make sure you like it on SoundCloud and repost it, share it, do what you do. Or on iTunes, go ahead and rate and review. And next time I'll read a current review of the podcast. We'd very much appreciate it. Tell your friends, like it on Facebook. No, not Facebook. Like us on Facebook, but also like it on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. A little bye-bye from Filup.
Have a great rest of your day. And as I was saying that, Whitney burped.
I did it.
And a little bye-bye from Whitney.
I gotta get better at burping. Everybody in this office loves to belch.
And a little-
I love you.
a
I'll
little-
see you later.
A little bye-bye from me.
Oh my God, that resonated in my ears.
You're welcome.
Your mouth didn't open when you did that.
It's a ventriloquism. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to SourceFed. My name is Sam. Today we're going to be playing with a speech jammer. Now, if you guys don't know what a speech jammer
And it's stick your hand in your vagina